100%. It's my little Godzilla. And I made different things over here, the buildings. Over here is one that already got munched on, and it's on its way to munch on other buildings. So it's like I have some banks and bills and a bank or a building with some dollar signs and stuff. Basically, this is how I see us, and I think once we get together, like really get together, we'll be an unstoppable monster that consumes the bad things, and that kind of makes me excited. So this is my sign.
I made this sign because I am very grateful that, well, Occupy has changed the conversation in this country. In the presidential campaign, we're now talking about things we haven't talked about since the 1930s. Inequality, poverty, corporations, corporate domination, taxes, all kinds of things. We need to take our country back, and Occupy has given us the vocabulary to do it, and it's even forced the politicians to start talking about these things. I'm not sure Obama would have been talking about inequality and taxes if he hadn't been forced to.
I made this sign. I made it in Spanish first and English, being on the border. So there was, you know, there's a point to that. And also, these are ideals. So I wanted to put up something that spoke to an ideal life that every person deserves.
Well, just to start, I'm Hyman. My sign says, look mom, no future. Bottom line, I'm a very angry, disgusted high school student with the state of the world. The way corporations have unfair trading advantages over third world nations, with their reason is saying that it's a trickle-down economy where our wealth will be spread throughout the world. But obviously that is a lie, and I want that to change. It is my humane duty to defend those who cannot defend themselves in the third world country, and my fellow citizens. So I'm just here to contribute to some kind of change, and I want a future, but these big rich cats, they're sort of stopping that from happening. Thank you.
If everybody of your generation gets together and registers to vote and votes and put out the politicians, don't elect the same ones, because you'll get the same.
Well,
but the young people have to vote and touch base with everybody. They'll be 18 next year. Okay, write down that. Go register to vote.
Well, see,
and have pachangas and let's go vote.
Well, you see, that doesn't work because a corporation gives money to a certain politician to make sure that he gets in office. Our vote is overridden with the dollar bill.
No, because no. I'll talk to you later about that. How we did it in the Lower Valley. How we changed that. And they had to give us the services that we were being denied in the Lower Valley because of the voting precincts that went up.
The conversation has changed. That's why we're here.
But we have to fight back.
Yes. Yeah.
That's
We
why
have to
we're
fight
here.
back. Yeah. No, but but everything counts. Everything together.
It does.
That's what makes
Make a difference.
We're listening to each other. Okay.
Hi, I'm Isaac. I've always been the internet guy, so I'm always defending the Occupy on the internet, on various blogs and whatnot. It's my first time being out on the streets. Fellow man Vicente he's always on Facebook informing everyone, so I came here with them. And this is actually Jaime's sign, but our message is still the same. Our money's going towards bombs for the war. We're spending quite a bit on the war, so it's buy. So we're buying bombs, but we're also saying bye to a lot of people, whether it be our soldiers or civilians out there. Yeah.
Oh, mine's just college education equals debt. It's not fair that in this country, like, you have a right to have an education. Knowledge is a right. We should know it, and it's not fair that to get an education, get a career, to be someone in this country, you have to get in debt to banks, get in debt corporations, and like pretty much you become a slave to this financial system we live in, and that's why I made this. Yeah.
Okay, my sign says, when you say get a job, you're really saying I have no idea. what America is like right now, because when we're demonstrating outside or we're trying to change the way things are currently in our political system, we have a lot of people who don't participate saying or yelling, get a job. And there's a lot of people that have jobs, there's a lot of people that have more than one job. And so that goes to show the way the economy is right now. And I think it's also an excuse to remain complacent. So yeah, so I think people need to become more involved.
All right, my sign is people over profits. It's really simple. We need to change our value system. We need to start valuing people instead of the dollar. That's about it.
My name is Cuauhtémoc Villegas. My sign is because every people in Mexico pay taxes, even if you don't have papers. Then those monies going, we spend the money. We save for the country. We don't save for the corporation, make bombs or use for the purposes for the world. So I wish my people understand so coming out and speak out about these issues that happen in other countries, even Mexico.
My name's Javier. I got this one from you folks. You know, banks got bailed out, we got sold out. I'm a school teacher, and right now in our city we're facing cuts. In the El Paso Independent School District, we're losing 100 teachers. We laid off custodians last month in December. And you know, these guys keep getting tax cuts while education is being cut. You know, it affects our immigrant students. Here in the state of Texas, we have the highest dropout rates, the lowest education attainment stats. And it's about time, folks. I mean, we all know that. And so thanks to you, you know, we can continue this movement and this conversation. Thanks.
This side of my sign says, Tu luchas, mi lucha. And I wrote this because a lot of us we're here for a lot of different reasons. And there's a lot of issues that Occupy is addressing. Everything from healthcare to housing, to immigration, to corporate greed, to corruption in our government. And the truth is that whether one affects us or not, and it might affect our neighbor and not me as much, that fight is still my fight, because we're fighting the same things. We're fighting people with a lot of money and a lot of power that they don't deserve, and they got there on the backs of us and our neighbors. So my fight is your fight, and your fight is my fight. And the other side of my sign says, I am not a commodity. I will not be silenced. And I think something that we see a lot in our country right now and around the world is people being treated not as human beings, but as if they were disposable and replaceable and not worth a living wage. And the truth is that, like, we all are. And what corporations and what people up top want us to do is remain silent and be comfortable and complacent. And I'm saying I will refuse to do that.
Yeah! We will not be silent.
We got to cut military budget. It's a must. And pretty much I'm a veteran. There's a couple of us here that are veterans, and I think we should all join the movement because war needs to end. It's a business and it needs to end. That's all I'm gonna say.
I think federal reserve is just a symptom of something bigger. I think we need to change the system. I think our system is out of order. It's not, and nothing works anymore. Our healthcare system doesn't work. Our employment system doesn't work. Our political system doesn't work. Our schools don't work. Everything is in a state of dysfunction right now. So if I was to make a sign, I would say the system is out of order. So we need to fix the system.
So I'm Evan McNeely, and I used to be a business major. And when I took White Collar Crime 101 in the 70s, and in these business classes they told me, as a businessman, the only thing that mattered in a business deal was by hook or by crook, I have the other people's party's money, whether they get anything or not. And I was appalled by this, and I thought at that time, someday this could come home and ruin the whole economy. that all that matters in a business deal is that one party end up with a great deal of money. Now the whole country is run like that, and it's just ruining everything.
I don't have a sign, but I'm a veteran, I'm a student, I'm a single father, and I'm a person of color, and I think that the reason that I'm attracted to this movement is because I know that the solution is not to be found within the political system. I don't believe that we can restructure with the current structure that we have, or I don't think we can get the results that we're looking for. So I think the future lies here within this community, within this group of people, and with the rest of the people that are standing up across the country. So that's why I'm here to support the Occupy.
Right.
My sign is really simple. It just says greed and no greed. And I think a lot of you guys have mentioned it in your signs or in your conversation to explain your sign, that the danger of someone wanting more and the others going without. So I really see that greed in my own life can be something that can happen. I'm a step away from that. So I believe that also people can change if we start teaching and start that conversation. We talked about a new conversation and start saying no or standing up when something unjust happens, instead of being fearful or because I'm going to lose my job, or or just taking any job because that's what I need. But making that stand, and we can't do that alone. We have to do it with the community, because sometimes it is losing your job, the source of income. But if together we can change that job, instead of working for a nuclear plant, you can be working for the land, being a farmer. But I think that greed is really central in what's happening in our country, and we forget profit. That was going to be my sign: profit over people over profit, because really it's profit over people right now, and we're okay with it, and we shouldn't. Even eating at McDonald's, going to Walmart, all that affects our society. So once we start really taking away the power, because at the end we do have the power. We're the ones, if we don't pay them, if we don't shop there, it really can close down, and it's not going to affect us. We're so fearful that it's going to affect us and we're all going to lose, destroy our society. It's not. We're actually going to have a better society. So, amen to that.
It says we are citizens, not consumers. And I wrote this because this is what the corporations and the governments, they see us as. They don't see us as people anymore. They see us as consumers there to buy their goods, and we're only helping them. But instead, we should take a step back and look at our situation and help each other out, and not treat each other like they want us to treat each other. We should stop living this way that they want us to live, watching the mainstream media, watching this TV, these movies, acting how they want us to act and being who they want us to be. It's time we take the power back, and we control it, and we create our own culture. Because who cares about a system that only cares about one culture? And that's why we have to take the power back.
And I'm here in solidarity because I've been part of the political system, and I think that this group here has emerged leaders, all of you as leaders, and a very important public voice in the public conversation. And that's really what it's about, is engaging people to get involved in the public conversation, because the political system, as my hermano here said, has failed in many ways. And in reading articles about the Occupy movement that are written everywhere but El Paso, it is created and increased the level of public participation and public conversation on many, many levels. And so don't be discouraged of groups. I've seen you with 35, 40, 50 people. I've seen you with Jesus is 12. So I believe that your cause and your group and your leaders that are emerging are very important, and I continue to support you and come as I can in your movement. Gracias.